In 2022, a colleague of mine went to Makoko. He couldn't understand why people could live in that kind of an environment, be healthy, live a normal life, and thrive. When he got there, the Agberos in that place stopped him. They were not going to let him do anything until he paid them. But then they said something to him that I still remember till today. They told him that every other day, people come to the place and make them different kind of promises. They will usually bring a few things, gather people together, take some pictures, make some videos, post them online, and that's the end. Tomorrow, another group will come and do the exact same thing. At a point, it dawned on them that many of those people don't see them as human beings anymore. They see them as the place to go when they need something. Somehow, they had ended up becoming the perfect prop for NGOs and ambitious people to get international grants. And before you start thinking that what I'm trying to say is that NGOs are bad, this is far from it. There are NGOs saving lives every other day. The issue is that they are too busy putting in actual work than to be going all over the place, taking pictures and videos of disadvantaged people and plastering them all over the internet to use them for grants. There is now an entire industry built around poverty. Of course, the poorer people look in those pictures and videos, the easier it is to raise money off of them. Every other year, charity organizations and advocacy groups in Europe and North America raise millions using pictures of starving children, flooded places, disadvantaged communities before one single kobo of the millions that they raise reach the beneficiaries. A large part of the money they raise has already gone into administrative costs, fundraising, salaries, travel, operation, and so on. In many cases, instead of hiring locally people who understand these things experientially, people are flown in from halfway across the world and lodged in very expensive hotels. These people then drive around in brand new SUVs. They hire consultants, hold conferences, and then produce multiple reports. At the end of the day, many of the communities they set out to help in the first place get just crumbs. Meanwhile, the NGO gets loads of pictures and videos that they will use for next year's fundraising. In the name of helping the needy, so many people have built businesses around the problem. They are more interested in appearing to solve the problem and being recognized, because the moment the problem is solved, they don't have any business anymore. And this is where Africa has to ask itself some really uncomfortable questions. For more than 60 years, billions of dollars in aid has flown into the continent. But yet, many of the countries that receive the most aid, they are still some of the poorest countries. That's because no country on earth has ever become rich by being a beggar. Of course, aid can save lives during famine, wars, and things like that. But at some point, we'll have to admit as a continent that emergency relief and long-term development, they are two different things. Every other year, Africa holds hundreds of conferences about ending poverty. They spend millions discussing poverty. Hotels are booked, flights are paid for, consultants are hired, reports are written, but still, the poverty remains. The poverty has now become an economy of its own with entire industries built around it. Far too many people now earn a living talking about poor people without actively or effectively helping them. Disadvantaged people have now become props that the entire industries need for their next round of fundraising. It's so unfortunate.